I am just about to start my 5-minute workout for today. We're working lower body today, so glutes, quads, calves, and feet. You do not need any exercise equipment whatsoever to do this workout right along with me. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So you can see that even though I told you you don't need any exercise equipment to do this workout, I do have a pair of dumbbells here. That's just because I want to have my heels elevated. So if you have a weight plate, that would be a better option because it's more stable. So grab a weight plate if you have one, but anything that's pretty low to the ground like this can work. So yoga blocks or a cinder block would be also a great option. But if you don't have anything like that, that's fine. Don't worry about it. What you will likely need though is something to hold on to for support. So a strong, sturdy, stable chair or stool or some other sort of elevated surface like the arm of your couch or your dining room table, kitchen counter, park bench, a plyo box, okay? So any number of elevated surfaces can work. Just make sure that your elevated surface is strong enough to support your body weight, because even though it's just there to help you balance, if you lose your balance and you need to end up putting weight on your elevated surface, you don't want it to be something that is not capable of supporting you. And make sure that your elevated surface is also sturdy. So make sure that it is good quality and well made. Make sure it's in decent condition. Nothing that's going to break when you put weight on it, nothing that's going to collapse or fold up on you when you put weight on it. So please don't use like a flimsy plastic folding chair or one of those collapsible stools. And make sure that whatever you're using to support you is stable, meaning that it cannot slide from underneath you. So the arm of your couch is a great option, kitchen counter is a great option, plyo box, park bench, things like that aren't going anywhere. But if you're going to be using something like a chair or a stool, for example, I would recommend placing your chair or your stool on top of an exercise mat so that it stays put. And when you put weight on it, it's not going to slide from underneath you, cause you to fall and get hurt. So please just be smart, use your common sense, be safe, make sure that you are choosing something that is strong enough, sturdy enough, and stable enough to be used safely. So now let's go through the exercises. There are 5 different exercises. So the first exercise is going to be a calf raise. So I'm going to stand right next to this gate so that I can hold on to it for support. And I'm going to step up onto one dumbbell so that my heels are elevated. And I'm going to just lift and lower my heels, okay? Calf raises, super simple. So obviously if you're using dumbbells, just exercise caution. These still, even though they're flat on the bottom, if you're not careful and if you don't have something to steady you, it's going to be very easy if your weight is unevenly distributed to cause these to roll around and you could fall and get hurt. So again, please be smart, be safe, use your common sense, make the decision that is best for you. If you do not have anything that you can safely elevate your feet onto, just do these with your feet flat on the ground, okay? But that's our first exercise. The second exercise is going to be a squat variation. So as always with your squats, make sure your shoulders are back and down. Make sure your chest is lifted nice and high. Tighten up those abs. Push your booty back. Always imagine trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest so that your spine is elongated. The point is that you want a flat back and you want to keep the weight in your heels as you sink down into your squat. So again, I want my heels elevated. So I'm going to step one heel on either dumbbell, on one end of each dumbbell. And I'm going to do my squat from this position, okay? So shoulders back and down. Remember, flat back, weight in the heels as you come down into your squat. And then I'm pressing the balls of my feet into the ground to stand, but make sure you're keeping your weight back, okay? So think about hinging at the hips right before you squat down. That's going to help you keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels. And that's our second exercise. If you don't have anything you can elevate your feet on, just do air squats, okay? With your feet flat on the ground, super easy. Not that squats are super easy, but it's a super simple modification if you don't have something you can elevate your heels on. So that's our second exercise. For the third exercise, I'm just going to have one heel elevated on the dumbbell. So I'm going to step one foot in front of the dumbbell and place my heel on the end of the dumbbell like this. I'm holding onto my gate for support. And then I'm going to come up onto the ball of this front foot, extend this back leg behind me, and then I'm just going to lift and lower the leg. Lift and lower the leg, okay? Squeezing those glutes at the top. That's our third and fourth exercise. For the fourth exercise, I'm just going to switch sides. So I'll step the other foot in front of the dumbbell. Heel is on the dumbbell, shifting my weight forward to the ball of my foot, extend the other leg behind me, lift and lower the leg. Squeezing those glutes at the top, and that's it. That's our third and fourth exercises. Fifth and final exercise is going to be another squat variation. Now this one's going to be super tough and super tricky. Oh, and for that last exercise, obviously you can do the same thing with both feet on the ground. You can hold on to something next to you. I feel like if you don't have your heels elevated, or if your setup is different than mine, it might be make more sense to hold on to a chair or the arm of your couch or something in front of you. If you don't need anything to steady you, that's fine. You can just do this, all right? But feet flat on the ground is absolutely fine. Fifth and final exercise is another squat variation. So I'm going to be doing a sumo squat or plie squat. So with our first squat variation, when I had my heels elevated on the dumbbells, my feet were pointing straight forward. For this one, I'm going to have my feet angled out. So it's going to be pretty tricky to get into this position if you are not holding on to something. All right, but this is how I'm going to have my feet for the squat. So I'm showing you that from the front, but on the day, I'm going to be doing this exercise here so that, again, I can hold on to my gate for support. It's going to make it easier to come up on the dumbbells, easier to steady myself on the dumbbells, and I'll be able to get into this position more quickly. But from here, same thing, we're just doing a plie squat. So super simple and basically the same as our second exercise, but your feet are in a different position, and that's it. That's all 5 exercises. So if you do not have anything that you are using to elevate your heels, then you can just do your sumo squats with your feet flat on the ground. So my toes are pointed out at about a 45-degree angle, so they're not facing forward exactly. They're not facing the walls on either side of me. I'm just kind of splitting the difference. So my feet are pointed out at about a 45-degree angle, and they're wider than shoulder width apart. And then my shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are tight. I'm pushing my booty back, keeping my back flat, and keeping the weight in my heels as I sink down into my squat, and then pressing my heels into the ground to stand. And that's it. That's all 5 exercises. Now, here's the format. We are going to do each exercise twice in a row, slightly differently. So for each exercise, we're going to do 10 reps of that exercise and then 10 pulses. So for our first exercise, I'm going to have my heels elevated on the dumbbells. For my squats, I'm going to do 10 squats with my heels elevated. And then after I finish those 10 reps, I'm going to do 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, okay, 10 pulses. Same thing with the calf raises. Calf raises are first. Okay, so calf raises, 10 calf raises, and then we're gonna pulse 2, 3. Okay, so calf raises are first, then squats, then our leg lifts. So we'll do 10 leg lifts and then 10 pulses. Do that on each leg, and then finish with our final squat variation, 10 sumo squats and then 10 sumo squat pulses. All right, and then we're just going to repeat that as many times as possible. This is a 5-minute AMRAP. AMRAP, as many rounds as possible, or as many reps as possible. So we're just going to repeat that circuit as many times as we can before our 5 minutes is up. It's kind of a lot of reps for a 5-minute AMRAP, so we're not going to be able to complete a lot of rounds. My goal is actually just going to be able to complete 2 rounds. So if I am unable to complete 2 full rounds before my 5 minutes is up, I am going to keep going. I'm going to do 2 rounds regardless, even if it takes me a little more than 5 minutes, but you can stop after 5 minutes if you would like. But that's it, that's the format, super simple. Hopefully that's clear. Please remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video. And of course, I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you, so watch me do it. Read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, If you have questions about any of the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, please remember that I'm always here to help, so ask questions if you have them. It's really important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, and it's also really important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me, so I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. And I also want to remind you before we begin, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to make sure that you're going at your own pace and minding your form. So if you are faster than I am and you are able to complete more reps in our 5-minute countdown than I am able to, fantastic. Just make sure that you're not losing anything off of your form to get there. If you're slower than I am, that's also fantastic, because you got your little booty dressed and you got out here with me today and you're doing the work, okay? You are putting in the work, you're getting your reps done, that's what matters. So don't worry about how fast you're going. If you're slower than I am, please be slower than I am. Do not race to keep up with me if it's causing your form to get sloppy. So whether you're faster than I am or slower than I am, if you find that you are racing through the exercises and your form starts getting sloppy, that means you need to slow down and focus on your form. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. It is always going to be safer and more effective to do fewer reps with excellent form than it is to do lots and lots of sloppy reps. And also just please make sure you're working to your own level. So if you try the exercises with your heels elevated but it's too tricky, just forget about elevating your heels, do the modified versions that I showed you. If you find that you're pushing your body into doing something it's not quite ready to do, just shorten up your range of motion, reduce the amount of reps if you need to, and rest as needed. If you do need to pause and rest, that is what you should do. I want you to challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. So again, please just be smart, be safe, listen to your body, do your best. Remember that your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. Hopefully I've covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and start this 5-minute workout, pause the video, go get dressed. Grab something that you can use for an elevated surface if you want to elevate your heels. Make sure that you have something strong, sturdy, and stable that you can hold on to for support. And then meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick 2-minute warm-up, and then we'll get right into our 5-minute workout. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 2-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by rolling your shoulders either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. Whatever's comfortable for you. Just make sure that you're exploring your full range of motion. So really make those circles as big as you possibly can. Kind of exaggerate the movement even. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder and then the other. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier, allowing your range of motion to increase until finally your entire torso is just falling down in front of you. Your arms are nice and loose like a rag doll. Now, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend the knees and sweep the arms in front of you. As you straighten your legs, you're reaching up as high as you can. Each time you bend your knees, just start allowing your range of motion to expand, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet planted right where they are. We're just going to lunge side to side, nice and easy, adding the arms. So with each lunge now, I'm just reaching my arm across the room. It's like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're going to step the feet into the middle and march in place. So step the feet in. You can march. Start with your knees low. Gradually start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest. If you want to get your heart rate up a little bit, you can jog in place, starting with the knees low, and then gradually start driving your knees up higher and higher. And we'll finish with a quick hamstring stretch. So I'm going to use this post to assist me, just hinging at the hips. You can use the arm of your couch or chair. The point is just that you want to keep your back as flat as possible in this stretch so that you isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So if you use the wall or a chair or something for support, it can just make it a little bit more accessible, a little bit easier, a little more comfortable to get in this stretch. But that's it. That's our little 2-minute warm up. So let's go ahead and get right into the workout. My timer is set to count down 5 minutes. We're going to try to see if we can complete our entire circuit at least twice before time is up. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. This is 10 seconds just to get ready. So I'm starting with calf raises, holding onto my gate for support. I'm coming up onto my dumbbell so that my heels are off the ground. And now I'm going to lift and lower my calves. 10 reps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Now stay here. We're going to pulse. 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, heels elevated on the dumbbells. I'm going to do 10 squats. So shoulders back and down. Keep your back flat. Keep the weight in your heels as you come down into your squat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Remember, hold on to something for support if you need to. Next, one heel elevated on the dumbbell, extend the other leg behind you, and we're getting glutes. So lift and lower the leg 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other leg. So opposite heel elevated. Take the other leg, extend it behind you. We're going to lift and lower the leg 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 10 pulses. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 10 plie squats. So toes pointed out at about a 45-degree angle. We're going to squat 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 pull, or first we have to finish our 10 reps. 6, 7, 8. I'm watching my time run out and I panicked. That's 10. Now 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We have less than 2 minutes left. I want to complete 2 full rounds, even if it takes me more than 5 minutes. But let's pick up the pace and see how close we can get to finishing 2 full rounds. So 10 calf raises. 5, 10, now 10 pulses. Okay, 10 squats, toes facing forward for this first squat variation. 10 reps. Now 10 pulses. Remember, you can do all of these exercises with your feet flat on the ground. You do not have to elevate your heels. 10 leg lifts. Pulses. Other leg. 10 reps. And 10. That's our 5 minutes. I'm just going to finish up this round really quickly with 10 pulses here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now, just gonna finish up with my plie squats. So for our first squat variation, my toes are facing forward. For this squat variation, I have my toes angled out, slightly at about a 45-degree angle. So one heel on either end of the dumbbell and squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now 10 pulses. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that's it. 2 rounds of our circuit in a little over 5 minutes, not too bad. Remember, anytime we do an AMRAP, you always have the option of stopping once time is up, but usually I like to keep going and finish the round I'm on. So that's what I did today. It was a 5+ minute workout today. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's just take a couple of minutes, do a quick cool down. Just want to keep moving for a couple of minutes while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit and while you allow your breathing to normalize. So you just want to keep moving. You can pace around. I'm just kind of shaking out my legs right now. Make sure that you're focusing on slowing down your breathing. So as you breathe, I want you to really visualize your diaphragm being pulled down. And I want you to allow your rib cage to expand and imagine filling up your entire torso with air. So breathe all the way down to your belly button. And then use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's do a quick quad stretch. So again, you can hold on to something for support if you need to, if you struggle with balance. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you're not holding on to anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. You're going to press your heel into your booty cheek. And as you do that, you're tilting your pelvis forward. So imagine trying to tuck your booty underneath you. Think about trying to touch your spine with your belly button. And as you do that, make sure you're continuing to really press, actively press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're instantly going to feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles. You should also feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So let's get the other side, bending the opposite knee. Bring the foot behind you. Reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you are not holding on to anything for support, go ahead and reach back with both hands, grab hold of the top of your foot and press your heel into your booty cheek. And again, make sure as you're doing that, that you are tilting your pelvis forward, tucking your booty underneath you, sucking that belly button back towards your spine, continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek. One more deep breath here, breathing all the way down to your belly button. Using your diaphragm to control the exhale and come out. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Let's do a quick hamstring stretch. just the same way we did it for our warm up, but we're going to spend a few more seconds here this time. So my hamstrings are a little bit looser now. I didn't really need to use the post to assist me. So what you want to do here, we're going to spend a few more seconds in this pose that we did during our warm up, just to allow your hamstrings to start to loosen up and allow you to come a little bit deeper into the stretch. Work on getting your elbows all the way down to the ground. Try not to round your back. You're not going to hurt yourself if you round your back in this pose, but if you do your best to keep your back flat, the stretch is going to be much more effective. So don't worry about it too much, but just think about not rounding your back. Think about trying to keep your back straight if you can. Now, stay down here in your hamstring stretch. You're going to walk your hands over towards one leg. Work on bringing your nose to your knee. Make sure you're continuing to breathe. A few more seconds here. Come out, walk your hands to the other leg. And again, try to keep your back as flat as possible. Giving your hamstrings time to loosen up if they need it. Work on bringing your nose to your knee. A few more seconds here. And back to the middle. A few more seconds in this middle stretch. Elbows down if you can, flat back as much as possible. One more deep breath here. And come out. And finally, we're just going to stretch our feet. Well, actually, let's do a quick calf stretch first. So I'm going to use this little block here. You can use your dumbbells or your whatever you were using during the workout to elevate your feet. This time I'm going to elevate the front of my foot so that my heel is on the ground, the ball of my foot is on this block. And I'm just going to stretch my hamstring and my calf muscle this way. Just kind of hinging at the hips. Really flex that foot as much as you can, inching my heel a little bit closer so that I can get more of a right angle in this heel. It's going to intensify the stretch in my calf Achilles. Let's get the other leg. So elevating that ball of the foot, giving yourself a few seconds here, and gradually you're going to start hinging at the hips. Stretching that hamstring as well as your calf, and then slowly, if it feels comfortable, if you're able to, start inching that heel forwards towards the block or whatever you're using for your elevated surface. Going for a right angle in this front heel. Really feeling that stretch through the calves Achilles. One more deep breath here. And come out. And finally, let's stretch our feet real quickly. So just coming up onto the ball of your foot. Really stretching out that foot. This is a demi-point or a Barbie foot. Your foot should look like a Barbie doll. Few more seconds here. And let's get the other foot. So just really lifting that heel up as high as you can, pressing the ball of your foot into the ground, lifting your heel up as high as you can, really stretching the arch of your foot. Another great thing you can do here is to roll your foot on a tennis ball. So just have a tennis ball right here in the arch of your foot and roll it, kind of massage that foot. One more deep breath here. The point is just don't neglect your feet, especially after doing those calf raises. Most of us don't work our feet enough, so after you do anything where you're really working your feet, they can actually really tend to get sore and hurt a lot. We also don't stretch our feet enough, so every day when I'm doing my stretching routine, I make sure to take a few seconds at the end to stretch my feet. So make sure you're not neglecting your feet in any way, shape, or form. Feet are really important. You know, everything's connected. It starts with your feet and everything works its way up. So problems with your feet can very quickly and very easily become problems elsewhere in your body. So make sure you're not neglecting your feet, but that's it. That's our little cool down. So if you find that you're still breathing heavily, or if you find that your heart rate is still elevated, just take a few more minutes to kind of pace around. You can do a little more light stretching. That's a great idea. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during our cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you are taking a good 15 or 20 minutes to stretch every day if you can. If you have time to do it right now, immediately after the workout is always going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to get your stretching done, because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you do not have time to stretch now, that's fine. It doesn't matter what time of day you do your stretching, just as long as you get it done. It's really going to help to alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility. So just make sure you're taking the time to stretch every day, but please do so safely. Remember that if you are not able to stretch now and you're going to put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you're going to have to take a few minutes to warm them back up before jumping into your stretching routine. You never want to stretch your muscles while they're cold, because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. But that's it. That's all I have for you today, so I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did this little 5-minute workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately, and even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, if you have any questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises correctly, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, please remember that I'm always here to help, so ask questions if you have them. If you enjoy these little 5-minute workouts and you would like to see more of them, please remember that I have an entire playlist of 5-minute workouts on my channel. I will link it right there, and we will be continuing to do these 5-minute Fridays every week for the foreseeable future. So that means that I will be continuing to bring you at least one new 5-minute workout a week every week for the foreseeable future. That is going to do it for today. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I will see you all right back here on Monday. Bye.